Hi, you guys. I hopped into the wrong studio. I mean, it was working. I don't know what's going on, but there was no one in chat, and I knew there was. Is the music still going, you guys? Hi there. Hi, Red Moss and Freeside and Mary Jane Doe. Thank you for being here. Oh my gosh, it's almost 11 here, so it's 12, 1, 2 in the morning on the East Coast and 1 in the morning in the Midwest. I didn't realize it was that. I thought it was more like 10 here, which is still kind of late over there. The music stopped. Thank you. So yeah, um, I'm gonna go to bed early because I got up early for my dental this morning, and I just wanted to share a little bit about my day. Just gonna keep the avatar on. I'm in my pajamas, and it was I was nervous last night. I mean, I've had two bondings done on the front of my teeth because I chipped them on those Tootsie Roll Pops. And then the second time, it just, I don't know, like I just felt tooth on my tongue and I was in the shower. And I don't know if I was gritting my teeth because I like hot showers or what the deal, but she had to bond it again. And she did this free. Um, And then the third time, it kind of chipped, or part of that bonding broke off for free. She just um, shaved it down, or whatever it's called. And I didn't even have to have shots or anything for that. Today was a filling, and I didn't have a single cavity. I had 1.5 cavities when I was 41. And I went to the dentist. I hadn't gone in a long time, and I was slapped in the face when I was 10 in Vermilion, South Dakota, by a dentist. I didn't do anything wrong. He said, "Open your mouth wider." So I did, and he said, "Don't make that face at me, slap." And I told my dad, and I was petrified. Yeah. So I went when I was 20, and I didn't have any cavities, and all this was, and it was this kind of young dental guy, and I said, "I really don't want my wisdom teeth pulled." And he said, "Well, they're not impacted, but for sure you'll need them removed someday." I remember him saying that, and I thought, no, no, please no. And I never have. Um one one made you cry, Mary Jane? Geez, some dentists are horrible. Yeah, yeah. One me cry. MOE? Mo. Once a dentist, oh, made you cry. Yes, yes, it's terrible. And then when I was 14, I've said this story before, I had to have 9 shots of Novocaine in the roof of my mouth. I had 7, but I needed more. The pain was just, it was this jarring, it felt like a burn. So I was like, and they were scraping away the bone, and that was just to expose a tooth that had grown underneath on the top, and I had to bring it into the hole. And it took a year with braces. I had top braces for one tooth, and yeah, it was not a fun experience, and maybe to make it happen sooner, I don't know. I remember I was given headgear, that headgear stuff, and I couldn't sleep. I was only to wear it at night, which was lucky, but I couldn't sleep. And my mom, she was in nursing school and whatnot. I was 14 then, living with her in Vermont. And she said, "Don't worry about it," or whatever. And I was so relieved. But it took a year for that tooth to slowly move into that spot. And then I didn't have to have braces. And I have pretty good teeth, not to sound bragful. But then when I went to the dentist, like a good 20 years later, because I wasn't having any problems and I was brushing and they weren't, falling apart, or I wasn't losing teeth. I never had an abscess, nothing. I had my first 1.5 cavities. So I got those filled. And now, as I'm getting older, even though I brush, I don't floss. My teeth are very close together. So I don't, I mean, I can floss around the front and all that, but way in back, where it's way in back, I have plackers and gliding plackers and all this stuff. Maybe I'll start flossing tonight because I heard him talking in there again today that the brushes just don't get the tartar out between the teeth, and that's what you need the floss for. So, I should just do it, right? I need to just do it. Well, hi, Teresa Bronson. Thank you. Thanks for being here. And everyone else. So it's not getting the shot in the mouth, the little sting, and then it goes numb. And it's not even the time of having it done. It took 25 minutes total for everything, right? For this small cavity that was on the outside. And because the cavity was on the outside next to the other tooth that I had done 2 months or 1 month ago, I had to have the needle shot in the outside gum part of my mouth, which did hurt a little bit more. I jerked, my body jerked, but I just breathed through my nose like she told me to. And Miss Schick is wonderful. She's so sweet, soft spoken. She explains things as she goes along. She doesn't treat me like a kid, but she explains. She's like, okay, now we're going to do this. And it's the adult side of Unity Care. And she's just wonderful. I always wait and have her. And she's going to be filling. I have a small cavity down on the bottom in the front, just on the back side. So I've never had a filling down on the bottom in the front before, but I don't think I'll be nervous at all. This time, instead of taking the anti-anxiety little med that I have here, and it's semi being worn off by the time, because I don't know if your state has this, your different states, but we have check-in 15 minutes before for doctors and dental. So my appointment was at 12 and check-in's 11:45. So I rode my bike because that's my form of transportation. And it was nice. I woke up, it wasn't raining. It was a little gloomy. I flashed the light, on the back of my bike because honestly, I'm mostly on the sidewalk whenever I can be because there's too much. There's too much distracted driving. There just is, with all the technology and people making videos and talking and eating and texting and whatever they're doing. So, but the sidewalks aren't even that safe. I mean, they're really not because you've got all these businesses with the cars and people leaving for lunch that work there and they don't expect to see anyone. So I was slowing down. I was really vigilant, really alert. And that's how you have to be when you're on your bike. And I'm fairly petite now. If I flew off my bike, I definitely have some broken bones. And I really do not want to like fracture my left pointer finger ever. Slamming it in the door, and I mean pretty hard. I screamed, and then as it throbbed and swelled up on top, it turned white and puffy. and I thought it was going to bleed. And what it did was it made like four little teeny red marks right at the line where I'd had my stitches, because that's where it got caught in the cupboard sliding door. But it didn't bleed. It just made marks of bleeding. But I ran cold water, and usually that feels good. It stung like crazy. I put a band-aid on it. And that's where in May, for people that don't know, I slammed it. Well, my son slammed his 160-pound body weight. Back in May, he was 160 pounds. He's 185 now. Yeah, no exercise and this kind of deal. But it'd be worse now. But it was 160 pounds slammed against the door, and it just literally fractured the top, they said, and cut it clear down into the tendon. And I remember even the EMTs, when I took the towel away and they were looking at it and the skin was pulled up and everything, clear up to the top of the nail, like all the way up, they were like, oh, yeah, we got to get her to the hospital quick. She's going to need stitches, this and that and the other thing. But I watched Dolly Vision's live earlier where he had his little toy monkey on stage with him and stuff. And I thought that was really cute, especially when he kept putting the little thumb back in the monkey's mouth and making it talk and just having fun. That's the thing, you know. Sometimes when you're 50 and 55 and 60 and 65, you want to play more. You want to, I mean, that's what I've found with my life. The older I get, the more I want to be playful and play. And maybe that's because we know we're getting older. Because when you're in your 20s, you're extremely young. And when you're in your 30s, people kind of think they know it all, but they really don't. They're having families and, right? But when you're in your 40s, people really think they know it all, right? They got everything figured out, but nobody knows how they're going to react to getting older, or how they're going to want, how they're going to feel about life and the things around them. So I thought it was really kind of neat. But I'm bringing him up because he apparently hurt his finger. I think Jimmy slammed it. I don't know if it was in a door, a car door, the house door. I don't know, but he was in some pain, and he said it was numb from that little line right smack where mine cut, the very little joint line on top. The kitties are getting into my Christmas jewelry, the money my mom sent me, by jumping up on things. Don't jump up here. They're all in here, which is a rarity. Anyway, his finger's numb. And I feel really bad for him, because when anybody hurts a finger, it's much worse than having well, the pain in your brain, I mean on your head, in your fingertips are the worst pain. And that's what the doctor at the ER told me. And I believe him, because it is excruciating. I I'm still almost kind of I almost have PTSD over it, because I don't ever want to slam a finger or a toe, because we're barefoot quite a bit through the house, especially in the summer and stuff. Um, Again, and sure enough, I'm just putting scissors in the drawer and I'm slamming it fast like I've always done, like that. So I pushed it hard with some weight, and I can't bend this darn finger, you guys, still. I can't bend it. So it got in the way. Boom. And I was rushing. I was rushing. I had something else to do after. Yeah. Have you? You've broken fingers and toes many times, Mary Jane? Oh, wow. Teresa Bronson says, "You are far too kind, PCT. You let karma take care of him." Who's him? I'm so confused. I saw. Oh, oh, you saw his clickbait. I wish I could still ride a bike and roller skate. Two things I miss the most because of health problems. I was thinking about that. I really was. I say a literal prayer when I'm carrying my bike down 3 flights of stairs, and it's kind of heavy now. It's a big black, it's a Canon, but it's kind of like a girl's mountain bike. And it's not lightweight. And I'm like breathing in and out of my mouth, and I haven't even started my journey yet. And I literally say, Lord, please keep me safe. Watch over me and my kids while I'm gone. Um, Let me come home safely. I pray this in Jesus' name. And that's what I say. And then I try not to be on the road at all. But anyway, so I'm at the dentist and I took the anti anxiety med. And then that was making me nervous because I was thinking about what it does to the body to do that, right? But I'm just sitting there relaxing. I'm okay. And then they called my name like way before 12. I got there 4 minutes before the check-in time. So I didn't have to sit out there and wait. And they instantly got everything going. And they're nice. They don't put the four-corner raincoat, they call it, on all so your whole mouth is just jarred wide open. For me, they just do the side of where they're going to be working on. And it's my tongue can lay looser and I can swallow because even though they have the suction and everything, you guys, how they suction. I feel like I need to swallow. Not every minute, but about every 2 minutes, I'm swallowing. And when your mouth and your teeth are wide open, I mean, it's not that easy because when you swallow, your teeth kind of close against your lips. But I breathed through my nose and I got through it. Took about 25 minutes, and she had me bite down on this little paper, and 3 different times she had to kind of saw it, sand it, whatever, down so my chewing would feel right. And when I got home, my daughter was kind of laughing because my lips they weren't even, right? Just like the last time. Last time it looked like I had a stroke. And Barbara Smith said, "You need to get to the ER." She thought I was having one. And I told her I'd been to the dentist. So it's cleared up now. My lips are even. One isn't over to the left while the bottom one's to the right or something. But it was weird because I had some coffee that wasn't too hot when I got home, and the straw is round, right? It's one of those plasticky, colorful ones. It's round, but because my lips weren't even, it felt like I was sucking like on a paper, oval shaped, thin straw. It was the weirdest thing. So I couldn't really eat for a while, but everything's fine. And then I can't get back in until April for the other filling. So that happened. So that all went well. And I called my daughter because, she worries about me out on my bike and stuff, even though I have a helmet and gloves and my phone. One little slip or wrong turn or when there's black ice. I mean, just. So there was this guy pushing this red grocery cart, and he had quite a bit of stuff in it. So I kind of thought he was maybe living out of it. And I tried not to look at him and pay him too much attention because I kind of didn't want him. I had forgotten that I had 10 ones in my wallet that I had gotten for the bus because it's $1 for the bus. And that if we need to take a bus or go up for an interview with my daughter, for a job or whatever, I'm prepared. And, but he kind of glanced at me twice and he kind of smiled, but he had really bad posture and he didn't look old. Um, but he looked homeless. But anyway, I remembered I had the tens and I went up and I said, I have 10 ones, but I'll give you five because I'll save five for the bus. And he said, wow, thank you. Are you sure? You sure you want to do that? And I said, yeah, absolutely. And then I said, oh, just take all 10 of them. So held out the 10 ones and he said, thank you so much. He said, it's hard when you don't have any money. And I said, there's the mission, there's places you can go. He said, yeah. He said they built on to the mission for homeless people. He was very lucid, right? And he said, there's the bottom floor and the top floor. The bottom floor, you get cold food, and the top floor, you get hot food. And that's with everything. And I said, here, I'm looking at it said breaking. There's no new news. No news is good news. Whoops. What's that? Mention it to him. More people came. What? Oh, hi. Hi, RC. I missed you the other day when you said it. Just the mention of him to more people came. At Mary Jane Doe. Just the mention of him. I have my contacts in still. Him. Oh, 10 more people came. Are you kidding? Oh, in chat or watching? Is that 17 or a 7? I think it's a 17. I have my contacts in. I can watch TV and see better, but not up close on this very well. Um, yeah, no, I feel bad for him. That hurts. It wasn't an injury as bad as mine by far, but it hurts like heck because we have so many tendons on top of our finger. Um, and yeah, I try to bend it. I try. I can't bend it. All right. So anyway, this guy. So I said, well, when do you get to go to the top of the mission, right? This place for homeless people. And he said, you have to be on the bottom about a month, and show that, you mean business and things like this, because you have to leave the place at 8 in the morning, go look for work, or some kind of job, show proof of that. And if you're sick or you don't go that day or you don't leave, then the alternative is a small little chore. Just one, sweeping, wiping the counters down in the kitchen, just one. And I said, well, that's nice. I said, boy, eight's pretty early every morning. He said, yeah. And then he said, so I talked to him because he wasn't all high on drugs or drinking. Like I could totally tell he was sober. And that's a rarity. Usually when I help people out around here, this is why I wanted to talk about it. It's give them a little money and split, or give them a water, or give them a sandwich even. If I've bought quite a bit of food and I've got those sandwich with the chips and the soda in a bag. Um, anyway, he said, I have degenerative disc disease. Hi, Daniel Berry Sports. Hi there. Um, oh, No, I don't know what's going on with that. I don't think Sebastian's alive. Lots of people want to think that, but I don't think he is. And that explains the secrecy. That explains him missing his birthday. Um, I mean, even if he was in Alaska, somebody would blow the horn. Somebody would contact someone behind the scenes, if not to get some money. So I don't think he's alive. I'm thinking that the noise in that bedroom that night, if that's even true, because we don't know what's true about any of it. Maybe he didn't want to go to bed or turn off his gaming thing that night, and there was a tussle and he hit his head and he accidentally died. Maybe it was an accident and they're covering up. I don't know. Um, and just because his shoes were there on the steps, I mean that could be kind of a setup or a prop to make it look like he definitely made it home. But then other people, I think they said they saw him, so he definitely did make it home. I just don't know. I mean, really, these things when they go on and on, there's too many possibilities. But what about the probability? What is the you know probable? Probable is he's not with us anymore, and that's just what I believe. Yeah, yeah. All right. So anyway, the guy had degenerative disc disease. That's why he was bent over. He had big like winter boots on and these snow pants. It's cold lately, whether it's raining or not. Like we should get some darn snow, hopefully on Christmas. 2 years in a row, 2 years ago, we got snow right on Christmas morning. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And it lasted literally one day. The second year, it lasted about 4 to 5 days, and the kids could make snowmen, and people were getting stuck. I went and I took my little flip phone and I filmed. It was that white everywhere. Snow was just hanging on the trees. It was beautiful. I love winter, but I don't drive, right? I choose not to at this point. There's a lot of traffic everywhere. This town is turning into like a miniature Seattle. Nobody wants to be in Seattle anymore. They're all coming here. Okay, so anyway, he has this disease and he was on SSI. And his doctor, um, retired, said nobody told him, which made me think he must not have, gotten the letter or whatever. And because of that, he lost his SSI. This is what he said. He said, "So I need to get a new doctor so I can get my SSI back." And he said, "Then I'll have a little money and I can get a place." And of course, I'm thinking about my son, as he's talking. I mean, this could be my son, if he doesn't have a mailbox, or if he does and he's staying with friends when I'm older or not around anymore or whatever, and he doesn't bother opening it and filling it out, he'll lose his. And, you just never know. So I felt bad for the guy. I asked him how old he was because he looked younger than me. I thought he was in his 40s with grayish white whiskers. Um, he said 50. He seemed kind of embarrassed about it, so I told him, "Oh, I'm older than you." Told him my age, and I said, "Well, so I can pray for you. What's your first name?" And I'm not a big religious person, but when I come across things like this, that's kind of the only peace I have. He said Jackson. And then I told him, there's a lot of AA halls in this town. I mean, we talked for 10 minutes, maybe 15. You can get a hot cup of coffee and someone might be able to help you out. And I told him about our primary purpose where I used to go to. He said, yeah. He said, I've been to some of those. He said, I have 7 years sober. I said, that's wonderful. I said, see, I said, we need people like you at these meetings that are, falling on hard times or whatever, but are staying sober. You know, that's kind of a rarity. And he said, yeah, I know what you mean. And then I told him I have 13, and he said, wow. And then I said, um, do you have parents? Are they alive? And he said he's from California and he went to Montana with his father. They had a falling out. His father moved back to California, was a veteran, and passed away. And his mom passed away. And I said, gosh, and it's just, here it is. Christmas is going to be here, what, in a week or 8 days or whatever it is, or 6 days. And yeah, it's the 19th. It's almost the 20th, 5 days. And people don't even have family sometimes. Now I said, do you have siblings? And he said, yeah. He said, well, I have half brothers and sisters, but they have their own lives and this and that. And so, he's lost communication with his half brothers and sisters. And he said they don't really care. And, I know we all have our stories and maybe some of his drinking before this 7 year, because anybody can stop doing drugs and drinking. It's staying stopped. It's staying quitting, right? So I don't know. It helped me to feel a little more grateful about what I have in my life. I mean, I'm in an apartment that I'm really used to, 3 bedroom, which is really nice with 2 bathrooms. We've got all these pets, and right now they're sleeping on the floor and under my bed and at the end of the bed. And every time I come out of my bedroom door, there's 3 right there. And we're tripping, not tripping, but almost tripping over them sometimes. We had to go, to the doctors and get emotional therapy things to keep the kittens. But it's a real joy in the long run, even though it's not easy, it's a joy. And we take care of them. And the daddy kitty and panda are both still on that little diet. And one eats in my daughter's room, the other one eats in my son's room, and the mama and the kittens are in the kitchen. And then I have to pick up all the plates before the other ones come out. And yeah. And so, and I do that twice a day and then lay their food down that's left over. Um, but I'm not, I don't like, I don't go to restaurants. I mean, I used to go to some restaurants with Darren, he would take, my son didn't want to go. So my daughter would go. We'd go to a Mexican restaurant or Applebee's once. So that kind of lifestyle for me, being taken places, is no more. And really can't afford, $20 or whatever it is to go to the movies. My friend Terry still does that, but she gets like coupons. And I'm not a mall person. I mean, if I had a ton of money, I'd love to hang out at the mall and shop and look around. But, you know, this money that we got, we have to be careful with, because it's our only future thing. And so like even the little bit of money my mom sent me, I'm saving it for special occasion, probably this summer, so I can bring the kids to Dairy Queen. So my point is my life is pretty simple, even though my kids are grown, I still cook and Shaylin helps now and then, and Parker's uncomfortable, really uncomfortable. I mean, he cannot do it. Running the stove or the oven ever since we had that kitchen fire 8, 9 years ago. Animals pass away, there's vet bills, it's like, and then I get calls, right, from family members that I haven't seen for years that live really far away, you know. Um, but but life is good, and it could be so much harder. You know what I mean? And it was really nice for me to be able to help with the Dashini family, this Navajo tribal family, uh, who I heard about through someone. I won't say who, but it wasn't a lot, but I gave $50, and the kid got something, and the two teenagers got something, and it felt really good. And I tried to purchase the ball thing for the Wilder family when Jimmy was live. And I went to the site. I was all excited because there were only two things left. Put it in my cart, went to do my card, and it wouldn't work. And that's because it said in red writing, you do not have the full address. So then I'm thinking, well, how did the other people just knock the items off on the list and send things like it's the same address? It's really no address. It was the name, right? The Wilder name, and then the was the city even on there? Just the city and state, I believe. So there was no address. So then I took it out of the cart, but by then um, Jimmy's show had ended, and he thought everything was bought up. So yeah, so I tried to take care of that situation the best I could. But yeah, it was the money for the Dashini family. Um, I went ahead and I PayPal'd it, or Cash Apped it. No, I PayPal'd it to a certain person, and then she ordered the things, and I found out today they got all their gifts. So that was really pretty cool. And I've never been able to help with something like this. And again, I've never even heard of a wish list until I think last year or the year before. So it's all really new to me. So the writing, I should have taken my contacts out. I can barely. Okay, let me see. Okay. Jessica Jane, you sound like you have no emotion. Oh no, it's not that. I'm an avatar this time. Trust me, you can ask anyone in here ever. If you ever come back, I have a lot of emotion. I'm usually giggling and laughing and crying. This is just one of those videos where it's kind of late for me. It's 11:35 at night, and I usually do lives at around 6, maybe 7 now. And a lot of the people that watch me are from the South, 3 hours later, or the Midwest, right? There's some in Washington, but oh, it's okay. It's, you know what, honestly, she can say that, and it's true. I'm talking rather monotone, also I'm trying to like remember everything, and I'm always like this. I'm such a detailed person. But when you're on YouTube, I want you guys to feel what I felt. I want you, instead of just saying, "Oh yeah, I saw a homeless guy. And yeah, he was down and out and I had $10 and gave it to him and bid him farewell." No. We talked, which is something like, I mean, if someone's high or coming down from drugs, honestly, it's not that safe to just shoot the shit, because I feel anyway, especially if you're a woman, you're not, you don't have any, protection on you or anything. Um, you could possibly be in harm's way. But he was very lucid and very nice. And yeah, so if anybody wants to pray for Jackson from California, who's here in Beeham, Washington, please do. Um, we have those little tiny houses. They're called, what are they called? Tiny houses, I think, for the homeless. But there's only like maybe 20 of them, and I don't know if you're allowed to be in them for a year or how it works. But they're around the corner and up the street. Uh, I'm in the nicest in this whole town apartment complex. And I'm blessed. I've been here since 2001. So I say that it's because I'm on housing, and I moved in over the domestic situation, but with my ex. So otherwise, who knows? Who knows where I'd be? See, everybody's got an opinion. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Teresa. Well, I mean, I'm leaning on the pillow. I'm in my PJs. I'm going to try not to be up too late because, like I was saying, I couldn't sleep that well over knowing I'm not the shot. I can handle some pain. It's just, like I said, trying to swallow when your mouth is yanked open the whole time. It's not that easy to not touch anything when you try to swallow. And yeah, they can clean out your mouth with the air and the water, but it's not even that I need that done. It's that I need to swallow. And I don't know if it's an anxiety thing or what, but the more times I go to the dentist, the easier it is getting. So yeah, so that's why I wrote what I did, you know, um dental days and the sober homeless, and because that was my first encounter ever in this town, and I've lived here since 91 with a sober homeless person, like seriously. And just being, reminding myself um that life really is one day at a time. Like it just is, like we say in AA, And the fact it wasn't raining. If it was pouring rain, I would have had to put my snow pants on, another layer of socks. You know what I mean? Bring a towel to dry down my face at least when I got there, because I don't have big goggles or anything. So yeah, things worked out really well. And I've been wanting to oh, the kitties are so good and so quiet. I've been wanting to read and I keep forgetting. So my Courage to Change book. Am I even going to be able to with my contacts in and this lighting? My bulb went out in my pretty green lamp over there. I am. Oh, I hope I can read this. I'll give it a whirl. Oh, I know. I could use my phone, but it's in the kitchen. I could use the flashlight on the phone. So I'm just going to sort of squint and see if I can do it. So it's the 19th here. Boy. Yeah, I gotta run and get my phone. I'm just gonna read this and then end it, okay? I'll go ahead and play a little bit of the next song while I run and get my next song on the list while I grab my phone, and I'll be right back. Hi, Matt. I'm from South Dakota. I was born in Vermilion, went to high school in Vermont. Parents got divorced when I was 10. Yeah, I've moved a lot. When I was married, I was in Okinawa, Japan for a year. Yep, I've greyhounded and taken a train, flown so many times when I was younger. Yeah. And now I'm in Washington State, and I've been here because I remarried my ex, but then we ended up getting a divorce the second time after 8 years this time, and I'm still here in Washington State. And he's a Seattle boy, so. Well, hi, Mission Possible. Wow. Thanks for saying hi. Good day. I've been watching Bondi Rescue. Oh my God, I love that show because there's never a dull moment. People, I mean, not that we want people to break bones and get lacerations, but everything from, right? People getting their backpacks stolen to almost drowning, and they got the cameras on the boards when they save them. And yeah, I mean, the beaches are incredible. My daughter said, I want to go to Bondi Beach. So if I'm ever able to take a trip with my daughter, really long or overseas, it'll be there for sure. And then in the Christmas time, they really celebrate Christmas, even though there isn't snow in that part. Maybe there are other parts of Australia have snow, but they dress up like Santa and it's a really good show, you guys. It was on from all the way up to 2023. I don't think they were filming in 2024, but maybe. And it started in 2006 or 7. So they have new recruits, training lifeguard. It's just really, you learn a lot about, being a paramedic too, and chest compressions, and that Norwegian family that went out, and they were able to save the lady, but not her wife. Oh, it's an incredible show. Yeah. I think I'm talking over music again. I don't know if it's still going. Let me check. I didn't know the same song was going until I checked after I got my phone, and I was like, okay. So, lunar levitation. So, why say pause? Yes, the music is on. Good grief. Hi, Winnie the Pup. Some tourists come here and don't know how to swim. Yes, yes. And what bothers me is these 5-year-olds are out there on those little wakeboards, right? I mean, they're doing pretty good, but good grief, they're out there in these big tussling waves, and sometimes the parents aren't watching, and you see so many near drownings. Love that show. It's called Bondi, Bondi Rescue. It's really enjoyable to watch. And they goof around and they prank each other sometimes, you know. So like I said, there's never a dull moment. And there's a shark now and then, you know, so they got to pull the loud siren. Okay. It's so weird. It's not. Did the music stop yet? Let me go to comments. Okay, the music isn't playing now, right? We love to surf here in Australia. I don't think I could do it. I'd be honestly too afraid, even though there aren't many shark bites. It's off. Thanks, Mary Jane. The jellyfish are bad. Winnie the Pup. Is Winnie the Pup, are you from Australia too? I mean, there's just some things I couldn't do. Bungee jumping, jumping out of a plane, and surfing, you know. I'll go in up to my waist and jump in the waves, but going way out there. Now they did say there's rarely a shark bite. I think it was 8 years ago there was one, and the sightings per year of sharks are what, 2 or 3? They said. Oh yes, okay. Hope you're well, Winnie the Pup. Thank you. All right. Thanks so much. Thanks, Teresa. Thanks for coming over. I'm not going to question, oh, are you the real Teresa Bronson? You must be so sick of that. Somebody's has my avatar, this actual one right here, and goes in. I don't know if it's every day, but it's usually Lionel, Lord Dandy's lives, and pretends to be me. I mean, even went up on panel once, but I guess didn't speak. Nobody can imitate this voice. No, I'm in the UK, but watch Bondi Rescue. Love the program. I know. I mean, the surfers are real cute and everything, but I like watching the, the races and the obstacle courses that they have, to see like that 62-year-old what was his name? And then he retired. When he was 64, he went ahead and retired. No, don't show him that. I got all my Christmas bags in here. I'm not going to be on too much longer here at all. Because the cats are trying to chew the strings. I rarely let them all in here. All right, let me get the flashlight on. Yeah, check out Bondi Rescue. If you never have, it's nearly addicting. Well, I'm addicted to the show. And it has such a beautiful beaches and happy people. It just puts you in a place of peace and fun. Okay. So this is my Courage to Change book. It's an Al-Anon book, but it's about it's the same idea as AA, the same format. For people that don't know what Al-Anon is, it's a place like AA where people can go that are dealing with a loved one or a friend or whatever, that's drinking, and it's really hard. I've been to those, and then I've been to, of course, AA for myself. And, oh, please, Rain. Oh, my goodness. Okay. He just won't stop chewing on that. Oh, I went to alarm instead of flashlight. Okay. There we go. All right. So where I'm at, it's December 19, so I guess I'll read that one. Alcoholism is a threefold: physical, emotional, and spiritual disease. Because I've been affected by another's alcoholism, I check on my own physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being by asking myself, is my physical well-being a priority? Do I eat well and get enough sleep? When was the last time I had a checkup or went to the dentist? Do I keep myself clean, take breaks, exercise? Do I ask for or give a hug when I need to? Am I growing more aware of my feelings? Do I have a sponsor and Al-Anon friends to help me through the rough times? Can I celebrate when things go well? Am I taking time to enjoy myself? Is any of the attention I once gave to negative thinking now focused on gratitude? Do I have a relationship with a power greater than myself? If not, am I willing to give it a try? Do I make time for prayer and meditation? Am I more willing to ask for help? Do I regularly attend Al-Anon meetings, read Al-Anon literature, and apply the steps and other tools to my everyday life? Do I recognize and acknowledge my growth? Today's reminder: by simply taking inventory of my self-care habits, I am beginning to improve them. Better keep yourself clean and bright. You are the window through which you must see the world. Love this little book. We pass it on. We pass our books on to people, and that kind of thing. And I didn't have it for about a year. And then somebody had brought one into the meeting I was at. I haven't been to a meeting since September. I don't always feel like riding my bike and all that. I don't want to get too complacent, but the desire to drink, I never did all like the drugging. That wasn't my problem, but drinking was, because it just made me feel good, I thought. But as you get older, I'm here to say everything does get worse. The hangovers, the blackouts, sicknesses with it. So thanks everyone. Thanks. It was really neat to see some new faces in here. You've had major surgery, but you're a lot better now. How are the cats? They're really funny. I mean, they're a year and going on 3 months old. They're not real big. They're kind of thinnish, and I think it's with their perky ears, their Maine Coon look. They're good. They're good babies. Rain likes to cry outside my daughter's door a lot, so she can go in and cuddle there. Rain. And Tulip, who's right here on my bed, likes to come in here. And sometimes I have just her come in here. I'll let her when the others don't notice because I don't want them to feel bad, you know. But then Soots goes around and is meowing and meowing, wondering where her baby is. So I'll end up letting Soots in. And I have a little litter box in here and a bowl of water and even some kitten chow if that happens. But it's rare they're all in. No. See, things get knocked off the windowsill. Get down, Ginger. No. Yeah, that was a close one. Yeah, and then Panda, our older kitty, I thought I was going to have put down, but I didn't. He's just overweight. They drew his blood, and everything is really good. I thought he had kidney disease. I really did. But I went to chewy.com like she told me to, and no rain, and got the perfect weight food. And Ginger, the daddy kitty, was only 3 pounds behind her because I have a real good electronic scale. Panda was 17 pounds. That's big. Not the kind of fat cat that, like, you see fat cats, you know, like on TV or YouTube, but just the real round belly. And it's just not healthy. So they're getting into my Christmas bag. So I'm going to let you all go. Thank you, Mission, for dropping by, and Winnie the Pup. And thank you, Mary Jane Doe, as always. And thank you, Teresa Bronson, for coming by. And I know it's like daytime in those countries abroad. But it's time for me to probably get some rest. It's getting close to midnight. And yeah, just prayers for Jackson that he gets a doctor and gets his SSI back and has a permanent home. And yeah, a lot of people have things to be grateful for. You just have to recognize it. Even sometimes write it down. I've had to write things down when I've been so depressed before. Okay, I love you guys. Please hit the like and subscribe to me if you're willing to. I'd really appreciate it. I'm getting closer to 3,000, and that's my goal. All right, love you guys. Please come visit again. Bye for now.